some of the people them say, well, she not live in a New York City. Social media say she live in a North Carolina or South Carolina. The amount of lie where Shanique come out here and tell we people in the comment section still aside with her. How much she send them over here? How much Shanique send them over here? Cause people can't so gullible. No sir. So now, after me show on say the only flight that could have landed Shanique in Jamaica, giving her the opportunity to relieve her mom from the hospital early Friday morning, was the flight that originated from JFK at 9:35 p.m., landed in Jamaica early Friday morning after 12 a.m., about 1 o'clock in the morning. And then boom, should I be able to get to the hospital early Friday morning to relieve her mom and actually get to see Mr. T based on Mr. T's statement at 9 a.m. to pick up the key to the house of prosperity. Alright, so now, some of the people them say, well, she not live in a New York City. Social media say she live in a North Carolina or South Carolina. No, remember, those two states have connecting flights. So if, let's say, she received the news between the time when Jayden reach home from school, because Jayden normally reach home from school, them say around 4 p.m. Yeah? Let's see, from 4 p.m., if she's able to catch a flight from, if she live in a North Carolina, we're going to look at RDU International Airport, right? And then we're going to look at Charleston, South Carolina, and see if there's a flight that is actually frequent flight from on a Thursday, right? We're going to check on a Thursday from one of those two airports going into JFK and see if it is possible for her to catch that 9:30 flight. And again, some people are saying, why bother with this investigation and the police them already on top of it? Well, a lot of the times in order to solve cases, the police depend on the public to actually help them. Hence why. And the police never tell away what kind of evidence they have and the people them want to know. So if you have people out here who are intelligent enough to decipher lies, why don't bring it to the masses? That's all me I say. Alright, let's take a look and see if there's any flight coming from North Carolina. That's where we're going to start first. Coming from North Carolina into JFK. That would be able to, that she would be able to catch that flight at 9:35 p.m. going to Jamaica. Alright, so we're looking at the 23rd, which is the last Thursday, right? And where so the arrival airport is going to be JFK. And we're going to look from the, let's see here, which time we'll look from. We'll look from 6 p.m. to 12 midnight, because that would be the time, 6 p.m. to 12 midnight. On the Thursday, 6 p.m. to 12 midnight. Alright, so far we see Madrid, we see San Francisco. These are all the flights going into New York City, JFK. Right? Tokyo, Atlanta. So now we're looking for something in North Carolina, coming from North Carolina into JFK. So we have Washington, D.C., Washington. So that's the first page. Going to the second page, looking for something coming from RDU out of North Carolina. So we have LAX, we have Denver, we have Miami, Singapore. These are all flights coming into JFK. So we have Boston, nothing yet for North Carolina. Going to the third page. See. Okay, so there's one there at RDU. Alright, so we're gonna go back up to that one, right? So this flight right here would actually leave RDU at 5:35 and arrive at JFK 2 hours later, after 7. So that flight right there would actually allow her to catch that flight leaving from JFK at 9:30. You see? So I believe here we're actually looking at, we're going to be checking Norman Manley once again just to see if we still see that scheduled midnight flight coming into Norman Manley International Airport early Friday morning. We're going to check. So it's going to be on the 24th. So let's go to the 24th. The 24th, which should be Friday morning. Right? Landing time. So here we go. We confirm that that flight is a standard flight flying into Norman Manley International Airport in Kingston. So leaving JFK at 9:30 p.m. and arriving around 12:46. If there's a delay, it arrives like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, giving you ample amount of time to move from Kingston all the way to Mandeville to relieve her mom early Friday morning. All right, so now we're going to look at South Carolina, right? On Thursday between 6 p.m. and 12 a.m., right? To see if there's any flight leaving out of South Carolina going into JFK that would allow her to catch that 9:30 flight. Because remember, people are saying that she lived, social media is saying that, her social media account is saying that she live in North Carolina or South Carolina. So we're looking at the possibilities of her actually catching a flight to South Carolina from South Carolina or North Carolina Thursday, going into JFK. Yeah, so this right here is Charleston, South Carolina. If she lived in that state, 1855, right? So we're saying that is what? 6:55 p.m. and she would reach at JFK at 21:05. So we're saying 21:05 will be 9:05 p.m., giving her 25 minutes to catch that plane. Boy, I should have run. Or if she arrived in the same terminal, then that one they're kind of close, right? To believing to arrive at 9:05 and catch that 9:35 flight to Jamaica. So this one right here, it's possible if they were holding the flight for her. But I don't think she was on this South Carolina flight. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, so would I rule out the South Carolina flight? Possible, but me personally would I rule out the one there from South Carolina. So we look at RDU, North Carolina, we look at South Carolina. Now let's look and see if she did for some reason live in Charlotte, North Carolina. Is there a flight coming out of Charlotte, North Carolina that would land her in JFK to catch that 9:30 p.m. flight going to Jamaica? Let's take a look. All right, so there's one 6:48 leaving Charlotte, 6:48. Yeah, that would be like the scheduled time on a Thursday night, and it would land in JFK at just about after 9, just about 9 o'clock. That one will be cutting it really close too. Yeah, unless it's out at Terminal 4 where the plane is actually going to Jamaica. If it's in the same terminal, then it's possible. Yeah. So remember now, like, these timelines are not timelines that we actually made up. These timelines are based on the public statements, right? For Shanique, she said that she actually landed in Jamaica on Friday at 2-something p.m., right? And at Norman Manley, and she reached at the hospital at 7 p.m. to relieve her mom, right? That's her public statement to us. But Mr. T came out and said that Shanique relieved her mom from the hospital early Friday morning, right? And he confirmed seeing her at 9 a.m., around 9 a.m. So we're going to play those 2 recordings, right? To see that we're not making up anything.
Stepdaughter Friday come down Friday morning, reach the hospital.
Yeah.
Release him, mother.
I'm Shanique, and Cami is my cousin, and everything that she is saying is correct.
So when my cousin got to Jamaica to relieve my aunt from the hospital, because when she landed in Montego Bay, she landed after 2 in Montego Bay. From Montego Bay to Mandeville is like a 3 hours drive. She went straight to Mandeville so she could relieve my auntie so she could go home.
But me carry the bunch of key go give Shanique in her hand right down
No, me know in the morning.
Yeah, down what I know, you don't 3 Angels Pharmacy.
That's what time?
Very sincere.
As me tell you, say early in the morning. About 9 o'clock or so. Shanique and her friend in here, Tommy, we live in our area, so go a spiritual at the same time, go freshen up because you know carry no clothes for foreign. So he just go a spiritual for the tell about to me wife boss.
What about what time?
You know, I really remember time like that, no matter early morning. Early morning,
no, what we are talking about the time now when Jayden supposed to be at school. You understand? Until him got the local fast food place. You understand? At that time, you know were on the road.
Yes.
Hustling. You understand? So that's a now. But where were Shanique at the time?
Shanique and Tommy, that's spiritual. Yes, that's spiritual.
Yeah, but the thing now, you know, oh, you don't know that's spiritual, that the people ask. You just have to ask people.
Yeah, me understand what you say. But me carry the bunch of key go give Shanique in her hand right down
No, me know in the morning.
Yeah, down what I know, you don't 3 Angels Pharmacy.
That's at what time?
As me tell you, say
early in the morning.
About 9 o'clock or so.
So no, 9 o'clock now, after certain hours.
Yeah, of course. But my wife and them are still in the hospital with she.
With Shanique?
Yes.
Alright. So, and then after your wife left the hospital with Shanique now?
No man, when Shanique got the hospital, we were here. When Shanique walked in, I was going to buy a soup down at the hospital something.
So that's what time Shanique walked in?
Shanique walked in, I'm telling you, time now really.
So what time you would say you reach at the hospital?
Reach the hospital maybe about say, you don't want to tell no lie, I tell you say, in the evening, really that far.
But after 7?
No man, no man, earlier that man, maybe about say in the about cause school on Friday is about 1:30.
Yeah.
So maybe about say anyway after them the hours there.
After 1:30 they reach hospital?
No man, they reach school hospital maybe about say 3 o'clock the hours, yeah, maybe a little later.
So just the time we try for work. Yes, so Jayden school over 1 o'clock.
No.
What time?
Jayden school over 2:30.
2:30 Jayden school over, right? And then you would have say you reach the school now after your hospital after 3.
Yes.
Yes, and then after you reach the hospital now, then Shanique come in.
Shanique come right because we don't come. Yes. Shanique walk in, she and Tommy.
We can confirm that Shanique lied about her arrival time in the island, and the reason why she would lie is to give her an alibi, because her mom reported Jayden missing around 7 p.m. when she came home from the hospital and saw that Jayden was not home, right? She reported him missing at 7, so she's saying no, she's trying to be slick and be like, well, if we reported him missing at 7 o'clock and I tell the public that I got to the hospital at 7 o'clock, I was not in the island, thus I was not able to harm, she was not able to harm Jayden because she was not in the island, right? But Mr. T blew that story out of the water, yeah? And then after seeing her at around 9 a.m. on Friday morning, Mr. T confirmed seeing her again at around 3 p.m. Friday in the evening. Yeah? So 2 sightings, 9 and then again at 3 p.m. So we're saying that we're going to believe that Jayden was in school all day, and Jayden went to Little Caesar, and Jayden went through the Mega Mart parking lot, and he was captured on camera. But here is the critical moment where something could have drastically happened to Jayden between the hours of 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. So remember, we have no confirmed statement about Shanique's whereabouts between the hours of 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. We can tell where she was between the hours of 9 and 3. She was at the hospital. And then Mr. TCR again at 3 o'clock. And where I said Jayden was in school. So Jayden was still alive between when she arrived in the island and 3 p.m. Now, nobody know the whereabouts of Shanique between 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. Right? She said at one point she left the hospital at some point to go get chips or fries or something for the little boy, because the little boy wanted chips or fries. Now, when did she leave the hospital to go buy chips or fries for the baby? It must be on the Friday, yeah? Between the hours of 3 and 7 p.m. Could that be the window? That could be the window. That is the only window that would actually give her some opportunity to pick up Jayden from school. Because remember, there are accounts that saying that Jayden actually told friends at school that his cousin was going to come and pick him up. Now, how would he know that a cousin was coming to pick him up from foreign? One, possibly Shanique made contact with him early in the morning when Mr. T dropped him off at the taxi stand to go to school. She was probably waiting on him there and saying, "Cuz, I'll come pick you up from school later." And he was so ecstatic, she probably gave him a big old hug and said, "No worry about nothing," right? And then she go pick him up after school. I'm not saying that is actually what happened. We're just looking at the statements, right? So one, that's a possibility that he would have, okay, my cousin from foreign come pick me up from school. Then the other person who could have told him that his cousin from foreign was going to pick him up from school is Demar, because Demar is in constant contact with his sister. Them are blood relative, okay? Demar could have tell Shanique, could have tell Jayden, say tomorrow after school, me and Shanique are going to come pick you up from school. So those are the two possibilities where you would have hear say somebody from foreign or some cousin is going to come pick him up after school, right? And more than likely, he was given a meeting point to meet them, not at the school, right? He went to the Little Caesar, so he was probably given a meeting point and also a time. Yeah? And also a time, because remember, him go a Little Caesar, him taking time. That's what them must say, them see him on camera, right? He went to Little Caesar, he took his little time, getting pizza. Then, from Little Caesar, he might walk through the parking lot now for go meet whoever is coming to pick him up. And from there, he was never to be found again. Well, after 3 days of a child going missing, it is highly likely that something horrible happened to that child, or that child is being kept, held in captivity somewhere, abducted in some form of captivity somewhere. Now this is over 2 weeks, going on to 4 weeks, almost a month. And people are search, them are find knapsack bag will look like Jayden bag, them are find uniform will burn, them are find school book will burn up, but them can't find his body. Now where could it be? Me no know. But at this point, many people are saying RIP, that he is never gonna be returned. And if anyone who harm him have any form of conscience, because remember, them have to live with this for the rest of their life, you know. Yeah? Them have to live with this for the rest of their life. If them have any form of conscience, and them know so them are gonna get away with it, just do anonymous tip and let the public get to retrieve his body so we can have a proper burial. That's it. That's it. Jaja, it rough, it tough, a promising soul, gone too soon.
Hear me no yard boss TV, yard boss, you're the yard boss. Listen me now. Yo, inside. Yard boss.